that was hammered. Let's take a look. There's the beep, 114 mile an hour club head speed, 289 carry, 305 total. In today's video, I'm gonna run you through some simple setup adjustments you can make that you've probably never heard of that's gonna add some distance and accuracy off the tee. You do not wanna miss this video. So I know what you're thinking, another YouTube video promising me distance, but ultimately it's just gonna let me down. Trust me, this one is not gonna do that. I've given this lesson recently to a couple of different clients online, and it has had some huge benefits, turning slices to draws, adding distance. Now, what are we talking about in today's lesson? Well, we're talking about, first of all, the anatomy of how your arms should hang. And trust me, it sounds like such a small detail, but I promise you, if you get this wrong, you're gonna be hitting tops, slices. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be all over the place. Get it right, and oh my God, you are gonna start to hit baby draws. You're gonna release the club perfectly. Also, if you're somebody who struggles with a chicken wing, this is gonna be wonders for you as well. The second thing we're gonna focus on is your eye positioning. Now, this is probably something you've never thought of, but your eyes play a huge role in how your swing direction goes, ultimately angle of attack, things like that, which are crucial in terms of generating more accuracy, more distance. So to kick this video off, I'm gonna do the bad setup first. I've got the TrackMan box right up there that's gonna collect the data. I'll chuck it up on the screen, see if you can spot these issues right here. I've kind of alluded what they're gonna be in this position. So let me hit the shot here, see if you can spot these bad setup mistakes. So as you can see with that shot, it came out pretty low, just a little fade, and overall it wasn't too bad of a golf shot, but for the club head speed that I had, the carry distance wasn't great. Now the numbers I want you to look at is number 1, angle of attack, number 2, swing direction, and number 3, club path. We're going to talk about how all of these then merge together to then give us what we want, which is more accuracy and more distance. So angle of attack. Firstly, what is angle of attack? It is how is that club traveling as it hits the ball. If it's a minus number, we are hitting down on the golf ball. If it's a dead zero, we're hitting level. And if it's a positive number, we're hitting up. Number 2 is swing direction. What is swing direction? Okay, imagine I had a massive hula hoop around my body at the angle of sort of my golf swing. If you imagine it, the lowest point of that hula hoop, where is that hula hoop pointing? If it points to the right, that means your swing direction is out to the right. If it's pointing to the left, that's going to be a minus number. It means your swing direction is going to be to the left. Now, as a byproduct of that, whatever we get, we're going to get the club path. How do we improve this? Well, first of all, we want to get more efficient with your drivers. We don't necessarily need to pack on club head speed, although if you do this right, you will pack on club head speed. But we need to get more efficient. What does that look like? Number 1, that means we've got to hit up on the ball a little bit. 3-4 degrees is going to be perfect. As a byproduct of that, we're going to need to change our swing direction from swinging left to swinging to the right. And as a byproduct of that, we're going to see the club path change as well. And we're going to get a whole load more distance. How? Here's where the magic starts. So we're going to be focusing on the arm positioning to start with. And what you would have noticed is at address, I was retracting my left shoulder back. Now this is something I see amateurs do all the time. They pull their left shoulder back in this position. When it does that, it pulls my hand into this spot here. So this is now going to promote more of a palmy grip. That is terrible for creating leverage. You're not going to be able to create any club head speed if you have a very, very palmy grip. Number 2 is it pulls my right arm over and into this direction here. So now you can see my right arm is very locked out from the downline view, and my shoulders are pointing a long way to the left. Now, here's where this gets interesting. Shoulders really do control swing direction. So if we're trying to swing to the right to help us hit up and generate more distance, more accuracy, but my shoulders are pointing down and left, where's everything going to want to go? It's going to want to go down and left. So suddenly there we have a massive mismatch. So how do we actually fix this? Well, that is a fantastic question. The first thing I want you to do is drop the club on the ground. And I want you to imagine you're holding a steering wheel out in front of you. Now, if you do the position I just said, it's as if you've turned that steering wheel to your left slightly. You'll see as I do that, my left shoulder wants to drop, my right shoulder wants to sort of hike up. If I was then to bend forward into my golf posture, you can see that gives me that horrible position. So we want to do the opposite. What is the opposite? Is kind of turning that steering wheel. If you imagine sort of a clock face in front of me, it's kind of to about 12:30 to 1 o'clock. It's just ever so slightly turning that steering wheel. What that does is it brings my left shoulder forwards, it internally rotates my bicep and my left arm, and it also externally rotates my trail arm. So now in this position, if you were to imagine there's a line right down the middle of your bicep, this left arm is going to be pointing at a 45-degree angle, and this right arm is pretty much going to be pointing at you, the viewer at home, right there. Now, here's where the absolute magic comes with this. This position puts us in a spot where if I relax my arms, watch where my hands twist. You see how they twist to the left? Versus if I go back to the position we were in before, watch this position. Where do my hands twist here? You see when I relax, they twist back to the right. If I now do that with a club face, if I go to the bad position and I let it relax, club face then twists open. If I do it with the good position, so I'm here and I relax, club face twists more close. So suddenly now, if we're trying to hit a kind of a little bit more of a higher drawerier shape to get more distance, well, the anatomy that we've just set our arms in there is gonna allow us to release it once we add the forces of the goal swingers. So again, we're not gonna get too physicsy, but basically by setting up in this position, we're gonna be promoting a great release. So again, this is why I say, if you have a chicken wing, you have to do this setup position here to then allow yourself to want to naturally release the club to help you fix that chicken wing. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get into your golf posture. Imagine you're holding a steering wheel. Turn it slightly to the right, and you'll notice your left shoulder want to come forwards. That's going to fix your shoulder alignment. That's going to help you with your swing direction. Get it to the right. I want you to imagine there's a line on your bicep, right in the middle of your bicep. That's going to point at a 45-degree angle. Great. Now I'm going to grip the club there. You can see really nice, strong grip in that position. So then as I then return it back to that good impact, you can see it wants to flatten the left wrist off beautifully. Now take the right hand again. We've turned that steering wheel slightly this way. You can see tucks under. The line there is going to be pointing towards you. And in this position here, you can see my shoulders in a great spot. My alignment's in a great spot. My grip's in a great spot. And this is going to, once you naturally allow the club to close. Now, who is one of the greatest ever golfers to do this? Ben Hogan. This is literally Ben Hogan's position. This is what he was talking about, getting into that great spot. So now from here, you're going to be in a fantastic position to hit a golf shot. But we're not finished there. We're going to now work on the second part, which is your eye line. So the next thing we're going to talk about is eye line. I guarantee you probably never thought about this. Now, your eyes play a huge role in A, angle of attack, and B, swing direction. So as a general rule, if you have your eyes relatively neutral, so in terms of square pointing just parallel with your target, you're going to want to swing parallel to your target. If you tilt them out to the right, you're going to want to swing more to the right. If you tilt them to the left, you're going to want to swing more to the left, right? And that's very much because our perception then changes of where our body wants to align, where we want to swing. Really, really useful tool we can use. But not only can it do that, it can also do angle of attack. So if I tilt my left eye lower than my right, I'm going to want to swing more down on it. If I have them relatively neutral, I'm going to want to swing neutral. And if I want to hit slightly on the up, well, there you go. I can drop my right eye down slightly lower than my left. And again, this is very, very subtle. And I guarantee if you go look at your favorite golfer, look at Tiger Woods at a dress with a driver, you will see his right ear slightly lower than his left, his right eye slightly lower than his left. And again, this is just helping him promote that upwards angle of attack. Now, for a bit of fun, I've brought the iPad down here. I've got the TrackMan set up here so I can give you the live data of this shot. So I'm not just going to tell you the theory, I'm going to put it into practice here. So what are we looking to achieve? Hopefully a little bit more club head speed, definitely more carry distance and more overall distance, a little bit higher launch, but most importantly, we want to see that swing direction go to the right, and we want to try and get that angle of attack a little bit more up so we can become more efficient. So let's get this into a good position. So little steering wheel analogy right there, left arm over, that feels so much better already. Good right arm position, head tilt. Now let me give this a whack and then let's take a look at the data. That was hammered. Let's take a look. There's the beep, 114 mile an hour club head speed, 289 carry, 305 total. That is an additional, what's that, 30 yards extra carry, and that's about 24 yards extra total distance. Most importantly though, we can see that angle of attack has come up. It's up to 4.8 degrees, so I hit up on that quite a bit. Swing direction is to the right a lot, and that is getting us in a much better position. Launch angle 15.4 degrees right there. So what this shows is the importance of setup, making sure that you get yourself in the anatomically correct position in order to just change these factors. And as you saw with the data, that's a huge change right there. We are hitting up on the ball way more distance, way more everything. Now, if you need more one-to-one help with your game, I offer online coaching on the Skillist platform. So the link is going to be down below. If you have questions about today's video, again, drop the questions down below. And if you have enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe. And I hope to see you back here soon.